Were you upset you didn't get to play opposite of him in The Wiz? Because being that was a role that made you
No,
famous.
you know why? Because I loved Diana Ross. God has a plan and you get what you get. I'm never jealous of anybody.
Look at the way she is looking at him. Oh my gosh, you hear this? Wow. I swear.
Go ahead, Dion.
Oh baby, you won't believe this tea I'm about to spill. Have y'all heard about the time Stephanie Mills shut down a whole Broadway show just because her wig wasn't laid right? I'm talking about a full-on diva moment, honey.
Because I was putting on wigs and things like that, and the wigs was too hot.
Now child, hold on tight, because that's just the beginning of the wild ride with this pint-sized diva who's got pipes that'll make you shout. For those of y'all who've been sleeping under a rock, let me hit you with the 411 on Miss Stephanie Mills. Born August 22nd, 1957 in Brooklyn, New York, this sis came out the womb ready to bless the world with her voice. And don't let her 4 feet 9-inch frame fool you, honey. Stephanie showed everyone that dynamite definitely comes in small packages. Sis started belting out these notes in the church choir, okay? She was up in there making the Holy Ghost move, showing off that voice before anyone even knew what hit him.
Did you sing in church at all?
Yes, I was baptized at 7 years old, and I sang in church.
She was hitting them high notes at the tender age of 9, baby. And after that, the rest is straight up history. But don't get it twisted. Don't let that angelic voice fool you, because Miss Stephanie has been serving drama hotter than fish grease since day one. You remember that Broadway shutdown I mentioned? Well, honey, grab your popcorn, because we about to dive into all the juicy deets of Ms. Stephanie Mills' life, career, and all the scandals that go with it. Little Stephanie wasn't even out of diapers before she started stirring up waves in the music scene.
Like 7 years old and singing, listening to the radio and singing. And my sister, put me in little talent shows and things like that.
By the time she hit her teens, sis was already a fixture at amateur night at the Apollo Theater, snatching wigs and stealing the spotlight like it was nothing. You just knew she was bound for greatness.
I went to the Apollo and I won 3 weeks in a row.
Now you already know, if you can make it at the Apollo, you can make it anywhere. But it wasn't until 1975 that Stephanie really stepped into the spotlight, baby. At just 17, she landed the role of Dorothy in The Wiz, and that was her official ticket to superstardom. In the original Broadway production of The Wiz, baby, she wasn't just a part of the show, she was the show, and the whole world was about to see what this little powerhouse could do.
Then I had a record out called I Knew It Was Love, and the producer, Ken Harper, heard that record and asked me to come down and audition for The Wiz.
When I tell you, she owned that stage, honey. Her rendition of Home had folks in the audience crying, clapping, and shouting hallelujah all at once. She was singing like her life depended on it, and baby, it showed. Child folks were weeping in their seats, begging for more. And I'm talking standing ovations after every performance. But you know how it goes. Where there's success, there's always some controversy to follow. And honey, Stephanie was no stranger to stirring the pot.
You had a lot of hate mail came your way because of that time.
Oh, yes. And that Judy Garland come out of her grave and slap me.
But you know success ain't never just smooth sailing, right? It came with its own set of problems. And Stephanie had to navigate the drama both on and off the stage. It wasn't all glitter and glam, honey.
You handled child stardom in this beautiful way.
Yeah, in front of you guys.
Now, honey, the rumors were flying that Stephanie's sudden fame went straight to her head faster than a shot of Hennessy. She was showing up late to rehearsals, demanding her own dressing room, and throwing more shade than a beach umbrella on a hot summer day. One night, right before curtain call, Stephanie allegedly refused to hit the stage because her wig wasn't laid right. The producer had to sweet-talk her for a whole hour before she'd even consider performing. Talk about a hair-raising situation, baby. Now, let's get into the real tea, the elephant in the room. Stephanie's relationship with the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. These two go way back, like cornrows and baby hair. They first met when Stephanie auditioned for the role of Dorothy in the Wiz movie. Even though Diana Ross snagged that role, the bond between Stephanie and Michael was just beginning, and trust, it was something special.
Were you upset you didn't get to play opposite of him in The Wiz? Because being that was a role that made you
No,
famous.
you know why? Because I loved Diana Ross. God has a plan and you get what you get. I'm never jealous of anybody.
Child, don't even get me started on that mess. Stephanie and Michael hit it off like mac and cheese, perfectly paired and inseparable. They were thick as thieves, and their friendship was one for the books, honey.
So at some point, you and Michael became more than friends.
You know, what young black girl didn't want to be with Michael Jackson or think that they were going to marry one of the Jackson 5? I spent a lot of time with him. I was like in heaven.
They were spotted together at every industry event, baby. You couldn't turn around without seeing them side by side, laughing, talking, and looking like they were straight up family. Their bond was undeniable, and the cameras loved them together. They were spotted in recording studios, at events, and even sharing a few cozy dinners, honey. And you already know, once the rumors start, the tongues start wagging faster than a dog's tail. But here's where it gets messy, baby. Some folks swore they were just good friends, while others insisted they were secret lovers, cutting up in private when no one was looking. Whatever the truth was, things started shifting when Michael's career hit the stratosphere in the 80s.
Probably went our separate ways. He wanted to associate with certain people that I didn't want to associate with.
Word on the street is, Stephanie started feeling some type of way, like she was stuck in Michael's sparkly gloved shadow. She reportedly threw some serious shade, calling him unrecognizable in a radio interview, talking about his changing appearance. Ouch, sis. Michael never publicly clapped back, but insiders say he definitely heard those words, and trust, it stung.
In the entertainment world, they always tell you, because I was always black, I was too black, so they want you to cross over. I think when he crossed over to pop, that's when he began to change.
Years later, after Michael's passing, Stephanie softened up, honey. In interviews, she started speaking all fondly about their friendship, reminiscing about the good times they shared. It was like the bitterness had melted away, and she wanted to keep the memory of their bond alive, especially after everything that went down.
We had a great relationship and a great bond. That's why I speak up for him when people try to say things that are not true.
She even recorded a tribute song for Michael, bless her heart. But some fans were still side-eyeing her, wondering if there was more to the story than what she was saying. And let me tell you, the music biz ain't all glitter and gold, baby. Like many stars, Stephanie Mills has had her share of financial roller coasters. From shady contracts to mismanaged royalties, the industry's got more pitfalls than an obstacle course. A lot of artists end up in courtrooms hotter than a summer sidewalk, going head-to-head with former business associates. But baby, Stephanie's kept on singing through it all. She's living proof that you can't keep a good diva down, no matter how messy the business gets. Now let me spill some more tea about Stephanie's backstage reputation. While her voice could make angels weep, her attitude sometimes had co-stars and crew members ready to pull their hair out, honey. It wasn't always sweet backstage. Sometimes it was a full-on drama.
And your son has special needs.
Yes, my
Rod.
son, come here for Hot Rod. Come here, baby. Say hello. Say
We got to
good
be careful
morning.
with our stuff in here too. So we
Say good
understand.
morning.
Good morning.
Now, well, first of all, how is it raising a son with special needs? I know because you travel. I know it's a lot.
I had him when I was 45.
Can we give him a chair, please?
And I was really wanting to have a child. I didn't want that time to pass me by. So I was told at 3 months that my son was going to be a special needs, but I was like, I don't care if he has one eye or whatever. This is my baby.
Right.
And we're going to rock this world together. And that's what we did.
I love
You want to sit
that.
down, King?
Here, take mommy's chair. There you go.
During her run on the national tour of Your Arms Too Short to Box with God, honey, Stephanie was stirring up all kinds of drama. She was demanding star treatment, throwing tantrums over her wardrobe, and even refused to share the spotlight during curtain calls. One anonymous co-star spilled the tea, saying working with Stephanie was like trying to hug a porcupine. Dangerous and painful. Ouch, baby. Talk about a prickly situation. But child, the drama didn't stop there. In the mid-80s, Stephanie had a public falling out with her then manager, Sid Seidenberg. She accused him of mishandling her career and taking advantage of her financially. The beef got so heated it ended up in court, with both sides slinging more mud than a monster truck rally. In the end, she parted ways with Sid, but that left a mark on her reputation, honey. There were also rumors of another fallout with a different manager, Hiram Hicks, though he denies it. Talk about a career roller coaster, baby. Now let's talk about the greatest hit of Stephanie's life, her son, Farhad. Born in 2001 with Down syndrome, this young man became the center of Stephanie's world faster than you can say mama's boy. She's been all about her son, and rightfully so. Faraday's her heart, and she's been raising him with all the love in the world.
Talk about this book a little bit.
What's the name of your book, baby?
Pranks.
And what's the name of it? The Adventures?
Farhad, yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Stephanie's love for Farhad shines brighter than any spotlight she's ever stood under, honey. She used her platform not just to sing, but to advocate for families of children with special needs. That voice of hers isn't just for belting out hits, it's for speaking up and standing tall for what really matters. But don't get it twisted. Farhad isn't just riding on his mama's coattails. Oh no, this dynamic duo co-authored her children's book, The Adventures of Farhad J, and made sure the world knew just how strong that mother-son bond is. Talk about a legacy in the making, baby.
You were married to another singer at one point. What was his name?
I was married to Jeffrey Daniel.
Jeffrey Daniels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Shalimar? No.
Shalimar.
Shalimar.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. I was married to him. Yeah.
That when did you guys used to like sing in the house and stuff? What was that like at
We
holidays?
used to sing in the house and fight too.
Like fight? That's why y'all got divorced, huh?
Yes, I couldn't handle
that's
it. He was a friend of mine for 9 years, and then we decided to get married. We flew to Vegas and got married. And I didn't stay with him too long because he was kind of crazy.
Okay, and then what happened with Michael Saunders?
Michael Saunders, I love. He was a great husband. It was me.
These were brief marriages.
I don't think I'm good at marriage. I've
Why
been
do you
married
say
3
that?
times. I've been married 3 times.
Stephanie often jokes that Farad's the real star of the family, honey. She laughs and says, "He's got more charm in his little finger than I've got in my whole body." Now that's what I call a show-stopping duo. But let's not get it twisted. Despite her larger-than-life persona, Stephanie's life hasn't been all glitter and gold, baby. She's faced her fair share of heartbreak and tragedy. She's been married 3 times, one of which was to Jeffrey Daniels from the iconic R&B group Shalimar. Talk about some music industry drama on top of everything else.
I suffer with depression.
Yeah.
I have suffered with it since I was 35, but didn't know what it was until I started going to see my psychiatrist.
In 1983, Stephanie suffered a heartbreaking loss when her older brother was tragically killed in a car accident. That hit her harder than a ton of bricks, and she pulled away from the spotlight for a while to mourn in private. Later in life, Stephanie got real about her struggles with depression and anxiety, opening up to the world about the battles she faced behind closed doors. It's clear that the Queen has weathered some storms, but she's still standing strong, honey.
Oh, I just like to thank God. I'd like to thank RCA, 20th Century Fox, my family, and you, the Academy, for making me a winner.
She revealed that the pressures of fame in the music industry had taken a serious toll on her mental health, baby. The spotlight wasn't all glitz and glam for Stephanie. It came with stress, expectations, and a heavy emotional burden that even a powerhouse like her couldn't escape. But you know, she's been real about it, showing that even the strongest stars have their battles. In a candid interview, Stephanie admitted, "I was smiling on stage but crying in my dressing room." Now don't get it twisted. Stephanie's career hasn't been all drama and no mama, honey. This lady has more hits than a heavyweight boxer, and enough awards to open up her own trophy store. Let's break it down. 5 Grammy nominations, 1 win for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, and an American Music Award for Favorite Female Artist in Soul R&B. Talk about a queen with a legacy that speaks for itself. And let's not forget those multiple hit singles, honey. One of her biggest anthems, "I Have Learned to Respect the Power of Love," had folks singing along and feeling every note. Stephanie was serving vocals and life with every track, proving time and time again why she's one of the greatest to ever do it. Stephanie didn't just stop at hit singles, honey. She also starred in successful Broadway productions like The Wiz and Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God, the latter running for a solid 5 years. Talk about a legendary run, baby. She's released over 25 albums throughout her career, and her powerhouse voice earned her the iconic nickname, the little girl with the big voice. And let's not forget the collaborations with music legends like Teddy Pendergrass, proving once again that when Stephanie sings, the world listens. Oh, and let's not leave out her collaborations with gospel royalty, Baby and CeCe Winans. When those voices came together, it was pure magic, honey. Stephanie Mills has worked with the best of the best, and every collaboration only added to her undeniable legacy in music. And of course, let's not forget her old pal, Michael Jackson. These two made magic together, and their bond went way beyond the stage. Whether it was in the studio or just vibing together, Stephanie and Michael were a force to be reckoned with, and their musical chemistry was undeniable. In 2015, Stephanie was rightfully honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Soul Train Awards, baby. And when she hit that stage to perform a medley of her hits, she reminded everyone that even after 4 decades in the game, she could still sing circles around performers half her age. That voice still had all the power, all the soul, and all the magic. It was like she never missed a beat. Now, I know y'all are wondering, after all the ups and downs, what's Stephanie's bank account looking like? Well, honey, according to recent estimates, Ms. Mills is sitting pretty with a net worth of around $1.5 million. Not too shabby for a girl from Brooklyn, huh? And as for current projects, baby, Stephanie might be in her 60s, but she's showing no signs of slowing down. She's still out here living her best life, staying busy and serving up that iconic voice we all love. She's been hitting the road with her Fire Tour, honey. Stephanie's still bringing the heat, packing out venues, and giving the people what they want. That powerhouse voice and stage presence that made her a legend in the first place. Age ain't nothing but a number when you've got the kind of talent she's got. She's been bringing down the house in cities across the country with that Fire Tour, baby. But she's not just sticking to the stage. Stephanie's also making moves on the big screen, acting in the movie Pride. Talk about a multi-talented queen. Whether it's singing or acting, she's still proving that she's got the chops to conquer it all. And honey, there's also buzz about a potential biopic in the works. Can you imagine the Stephanie Mills story on the big screen? I'm already lining up for tickets, because you know it's going to be nothing short of iconic. With all the drama, the hits, the heartbreaks, and the triumphs, that movie's going to have a whole vibe. But perhaps most exciting is what Stephanie's been doing behind the scenes, honey. She's been mentoring young artists, sharing all the wisdom she's gathered over her years in the industry. And let's not forget, She's using her powerful platform to speak out on social issues, especially those affecting the Black community. Stephanie is all about giving back, especially to families with children who have special needs. She's out here doing the work, showing that her heart is as big as her voice. When the curtain finally falls on Stephanie's career, and that ain't happening anytime soon, honey, what'll stick? Sure, some folks might remember the scandals and those diva moments, but the true fans? Oh, they'll never forget that powerhouse voice that could shake the rafters and send chills down your spine. From Brooklyn to Broadway, from R&B charts to overcoming personal challenges, Stephanie's left a mark that's undeniable. But is that voice the one that makes you dance, cry, and believe? You best believe it is. So next time Home comes on the radio, crank it up and let that voice take you on a ride, because it's one for the ages. And thank the heavens for Stephanie Mills, the little girl with the big voice and even bigger legacy. From overcoming obstacles to leaving an unforgettable mark on music and Broadway, she's shown us all that greatness comes in small packages, honey. Her legacy is here to stay, and the world is better for it. And that's tea served hot and sassy, darling. Stay tuned for more, because you know I'll always be spilling the latest and the juiciest. Until next time, keep it fabulous.